I love New York. Welcome to dinner party tonight. Well, New York City is still on pause. We thought we were going to have the whole crew, but we just have a ladies' night. Ladies' night, ladies' night, ladies' night, ladies' night. We go round and round and round in the circle game. Those are the lights. There's one of them. I'm an alien. We're going to make a fascinating dessert, Myoen, M-Y-O-E-N, which stands for Make Your Own Eton Mess. What is an Eton Mess, you say? Basically, there's two big prep schools in England. One's called Eton, and one's called Harrow. Just like Oxford and Cambridge, if you go to one and your friend goes to the other, you say he's at the other place. There's a fable in my brain, which is that somebody dropped a pavlova, in history, and they picked up their busted pavlova and they put it into parfait glasses, creating a dessert called the Eton Mess. It's basically busted pavlova. All right. And I'm going to show you how to do a little dessert idea I thought of called the Myoen, which is a buffet of all the pieces of an Eton Mess. So you can do your own ratios, a little meringue, a little whipped cream, a little ice cream, a little fruit, whatever you'd like. It's Myoen. There is such a thing as a meringue day and a non-meringue day. Today is a non-meringue day. But I'm going to try to make meringues. Meringues are extremely sensitive to humidity, okay? So we do have some emergency ones that I made yesterday, but it's better to make meringues and store them in an extremely dry place. So, big controversy about whether you should use cold eggs for meringue. In my opinion, it's the only time you should use a cold egg. The only thing I can tell you is that you should use fresh eggs, not eggs that you've had for a week or so. It works better. So always separate your yolks into a bowl, because if you get a speck and it's in here, you have to wash it. So you don't want to do that. So I've been reading Jane Eyre because I finished Wuthering Heights, and I've been on a massive Bronte kick. I'll tell you something, that Jane Eyre, that's some book. But if you don't know the secret, I can only imagine how you would react. So I'm doing 4 whites. So now I'm done. I was almost finished it this morning. But now I'm going to watch a Jane Eyre. I think I'm going to watch the Michael Fassbender one. I don't know the broad's name, Mia. But he seems like the best Rochester physically to me. Here's my 4th white. See, it's cold, so the whites are very thick and separate, which is good. Bloop. I'm going to put these in here. This is clean and dry. I've checked it like that. We're not going to do the slurry, which is the cornstarch and the vinegar, because we don't want these to have a marshmallowy, chewy texture, because it's not a pavlova. And the little pieces can be weird like that. Start it low. Incorporating big bubbles can cause cracked meringue. The awesome thing about Eton Mess is that it doesn't matter if it cracks. Let this go until it's pretty frothy. So see that? This is when you can start adding the sugar. It's leaving a slight trail. This is castor sugar. Do not use regular sugar. What happens sometimes is it stays separate and it caramelizes, and you get caramel. It's kind of delicious, but you get caramel in the meringue, which is weird. All right, I'm going to start adding sugar little bit by little bit. Don't be tempted. My cousin Paul's wife, Caroline, loved these little meringue kisses. I don't know why I'm telling you that, but it touched me that she really liked them. This is how easy it is, guys. Now I'm going to show you a little trick. This is vanilla bean seeds from Williams-Sonoma ripoff, but it's a good product. What I like to do is put a few seeds in the sugar and kind of dry them with sugar, because they're slightly oily. And then you're going to add vanilla flavor to your meringue. Second edition. But I mean, honestly, just to go back to Jane Eyre for a second, what the H? That was written in the mid-1800s. And at one point she talks about, I'm speeding this up a little bit, she talks about not wanting to be attached to somebody, but if I was with this person when I'm alone, I could never be myself again. I would always be the person with that person. And she just, meaning that her selfness would be erased by this particular person. And it's like, that's pretty modern. You know, people are told that couplehood is like the ultimate accomplishment. And she's talking about how maybe there's other accomplishments. It's fantastic. Like my niece she's 34 or something, and she's like, you know, I wish I was married. And I said, it doesn't define you that you're married or not married. It's part of you. And incidentally, the second you forget about it, you're going to meet the guy. Am I right? The second you're like, I don't care, he's going to walk into your life. So now the meringue is a little more stable. This is between 4 and 6. There was a blue, oh, there he is! Big boss! See the big boss, Blue Jay? Oh, go, little feller! Blue Jay, please make everything okay. Blue Jay, thank you, Blue Jay. Blue Jay. Okay, I'm going to check this. My suspicion is it's meringue. That's meringue. You have heated your oven to 300 or 290 if you have a hot oven. When you put these in, you're going to reduce it to 280, trust me, for about 40 minutes. I'm taking my piping bag. I'm using a big nozzle, and I'm putting it in a deli like Reggie and I learned in our candy making class. And I'm going to do the hardest thing about making meringues, which is filling the bag. My hands are covered with it. I was watching this amazing YouTube channel called Doing It Ourselves about this sort of fabulous British family that bought a French chateau. And they are literally repairing it by themselves. They made it into a wedding venue, but they're repairing it and doing it themselves. So I'm going to squeeze this down gently. And you're going to remember the golden rule of piping. This hand squeezes, this hand guides. Do not squeeze with this hand. And also, when you're done making the shape, stop squeezing. So as I make the shape, I'm stopping the pressure here. Squeeze, stop. Squeeze, stop. Squeeze. I'm going to put these in the oven, and I'm going to turn the oven down to 280 right away. Turn the oven down. I'm going to set an alarm for 40 minutes. The other big trick about meringues, if you can spare the oven, do not open the door until the oven is stone cold after you turn it off. Open it quickly and taste a meringue to make sure they're hard or touch it. But do not take them out of the oven and leave them to cool. Leave them in the oven to cool and dry. And then you'll be okay, hopefully. We're going to macerate fruit. Now, we've macerated fruit before, but I think it's good to have a little refresher. Basically, if you can't do anything, you can macerate fruit. Serve it with whipped cream, that's your dessert. If you're doing my own, it's one of the bowls. We're going to do blackberries, and I'm going to add them to a little bit of previously macerated fruit. I want to talk about this made-in knife. It's this made-in company that swamped me on Instagram, and I bought a few things from them. And as we said, they're superb. The knives are amazing, I think, and the pans are beautiful. Okay, I'm just going to make some lemon juice. Here's some washed blackberries. Put them in a bowl. Use caster sugar. It melts quicker. You're going to dust these so they look like fake sugared Christmas tree decoration. Like they're dusted with pearl, Put in your lemon juice. That's a lot. Vanilla paste. You can use vanilla essence. You can use your dry seeds. Paste is the best for maceration. If you're using essence, just put a few drops. And then the key, amaretto. The better amaretto, what do they call it again? Di Serrano. The better amaretto is Luxardo. This is delicious. The only person who actually drinks it is Lynn. Just like I'm the only person who drinks vermouth. Just a little sprinkle. So much that your sober friends, it's okay. It shouldn't be alcoholic, is what I'm saying. Taste one to make sure it's sweet enough. And then I'm going to do a naughty thing for dinner party tonight. I have some macerated fruit from last night, which I'm just going to add this fruit to. Word to the wise. When you're starting a maceration, start it at room temperature. Don't put it back in the fridge. It macerates better at room temperature. When it's 2 hours before service, throw it in the fridge so that it's nice and cool. But you don't really need to put this in the fridge right away. And in fact, it's better if it macerates a little bit at room temperature, hours if you want. Just make sure it's covered, especially during fruit fly season. Then all I have to do is whipped cream. And if I made ice cream, put the ice cream out in a nice bowl. The other thing you can serve with my OM is nut brittle, like walnut brittle or praline or something like that in another little dish. So they go meringue kisses, macerated fruit, little dollop of ice cream, praline, and whipped cream, and a little bit of whipped cream. And then you can, if you have a cake, you can crumble up the cake on a plate. And they can pick up crumbles of cake and do like a real layered sort of trifle thing. Make your own Eton Mess. People will love it. So it's like if I was spinning plates.